Oh,
Okay.
and we have Jennifer coming too.
Yep, Jennifer's here too.
Yeah.
Hey, Jen.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, do you want to list the members that are present?
Well,
Can you
I
see
see
everyone?
that, what?
Can you see everyone?
I can see everyone that's tuned in.
Okay.
We got Jennifer, Tina, Nick, Rob, Michelle, Hollis, and myself.
Great. All right. So your first order of business tonight under old business is the bylaws.
Okay. We're not doing any approval of minutes.
Oh, sorry. Oops. I apologize. Nope, you have the approval of minutes.
That's all right.
Jumping the gun. It's been a long day.
Okay. Who would like to offer a motion for approval?
So moved.
Thank you. And
Tina.
I see a second there. Silent second from Michelle.
Me? Would you like me to move it, second it?
That's all right.
Okay.
Anybody gets a chance. Okay.
Oh, just pointing out also, since I'm alternate, am I seated officially?
Oh,
Well, let's see now. At this point, 1, 2, 3, let's see now. Delane,
oh, yeah.
I think we're gonna,
Now we have
All-
Darwin.
You have all of your regular, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 regular members present.
yeah,
And I think you have a vacant, regular member, because it's 5 and 3.
yeah,
So you can seat someone for the vacant regular member.
okay.
It would be Darwin today, right?
Yeah, Tina, were you seated the last time?
I was seated last time.
Yep.
Yeah, okay,
Yep, so it would be Darwin.
that's all right.
Okay.
We still want you here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and the minutes that we received, are there any questions, comments, additions, deletions? If not, then we will vote for an acceptance. All of those in favor, please wave your hand. And there are no opposed waves. So I guess we have an approval of the minutes as presented. Next order of business. I'm sorry?
That's correct.
Yeah. Next order of business is the bylaws. If everybody has had a chance to be able to review these, I think that we ought to open up just a little discussion on them. And if there's anything that you've noted, we appreciate being able to take and kind of indicate what we might be missing or we might be able to expand upon in terms of those the draft. Has everybody had an opportunity to review them?
Yes.
Yes? Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
Mr. Chair, if I might,
Yeah.
there was one item from the last meeting that I had told you all that I would check in with the town attorney on. And that was the suggestion that we add public comment to your order of business on the agenda.
Mhm.
Jennifer and I met with the town attorney last week in our regular meeting, and we did run that by him, and his suggestion was that we not include public comment. Since you are not a regulatory body, you don't make policy, you just hear applications, and those applications have the opportunity for public comment in the public hearing process. It was his suggestion that public comment be left off your agenda.
Mhm. Uh,
If I may, Mr. Chair, that
yes,
you act as sort of a quasi judicial or entity. So if you're the only reason someone wouldn't come to you to ask to change regulation, they would come to the Planning and Zoning Commission. They're really just going to come to you for a variance, a special exception, or to appeal a decision. So we don't, and certainly they can submit something in writing, and you could ask, put it on your agenda if it were appropriate. But that's why Kevin Deneen, our attorney, has said no public comment for ZBA.
that means that all of the information that we're looking for then with regard to the abutting property owners and the neighborhood are going to have to be put somewhere into a request that they submit those comments in writing before the hearing, so that we would have the opportunity to be able to hear what that is.
So all of the abutters and the neighbors, and they have the opportunity to come to public comment or to submit in writing on a particular application. That's legal notice, and that's governed by state statute.
Yep.
So everyone has an equal opportunity to comment on a application. What we're not including, and I don't know any board that does public comment other than the town council, right? They do open public comment at the start of every meeting. You can come in and you can speak about what you wish. But they make decisions on policy,
Right. Yeah.
not on specific applications. So everyone who wants to speak on a matter before you absolutely has the opportunity to do so.
Okay, and that would be encased in the public comments to be held during the hearing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. And let's see now. Were there any other observations or comments that you particularly would like to take and see? Or any changes that you've noticed that would be appropriate to be made? Oh.
Nope.
Okay. I had a thought about the bylaw draft doesn't really address to any extent our other activity, which is basically site visits. And that probably needs to be included in there. And I noticed that a couple of the sections of the draft had places where it might be profitable to take and allow those to be reshuffled so that they more closely align with particular topics. And I'm trying to think of an example right now.
Dan,
I'm sorry?
it's Michelle.
Yeah.
Newbie here, and I'm newbie to Connecticut,
Yeah.
the lawful Connecticut state of. In listening to the activity that the board would be doing, that would be in concert with an application we have, correct?
The activity,
That your suggestion of going out and visiting a site is tied to the application received by us from a
Correct.
resident.
That's
Yeah.
correct. Yes, Michelle.
Okay,
in order to get some additional information based upon what the to really understand what the physical limitations are that might influence the
Okay.
application.
and
So in other
past-
words, sometimes the initial presentation is not enough and we have to make a site visit to the location itself.
Yes. Yeah.
But why do you see that as a function of the bylaws and just not a function of an application that we have the opportunity to go out? We would not advertise that like a policy-making body would, that they would advertise it, that people could attend and observe and all that. It would be a function of us trying to understand it. And I don't even know in the past if you've had the person that is applied for that application even involved in that visit, which I would ask that an attorney would have to look at that before we approve it by the bylaw, because it's something that is we do not want to extend any type of discussion after we meet with that individual. We ask that individual all the questions that we need to ask him or her at our meeting, and then if subsequential to the meeting we need to understand the property and its distinct reasons why they are coming before our board, that would be a discussion between ourselves, because we would have to decide that in relationship to the requirements of being as the town lawyer explained, a unique situation. And if I am interpreting you incorrectly, please correct me, but it sounds like you want to be able to not only make it a fact-finding meeting, but also have people there. And one thing I wouldn't want is any public meeting being held in a site visit. And then the second thing is the site visit, I would still question if even the owner of the property would provide the answers to us versus the staff at the municipality, like the engineering, the water, and the environmental and planning.
Well, as part of the decision process, the site visit is a very good way of being able to take and understand in a real sense what's described in the documents that we receive, because it's very difficult to visualize topography and land features that are contained in very specific lines and stuff like that on the site plan information that we have available to us from the town. So that I think that the site visit has been a very valuable tool for the board to be able to use. And in doing that, we can ask questions of the owner about certain features that may not be in the documents that we receive initially, so that we've got an opportunity to be able to take and put to garner further information before we get to a public hearing.
Uh,
So, if I may,
Yes,
I think
please.
I think we're, so the bylaws, right? I look at the bylaws as your guide. It's your internal management guide.
Mm-hmm.
It's how you operate, right? How many
Right.
members, how many, when you're disqualified, what makes a quorum. It's internal management of your board.
Yeah.
Things like site visits, how defining certain terms, how you make your decisions, that's a different matter. That's guided by statute, it's guided by the zoning regulations, and that is not relevant to your internal management of how you operate the board.
Okay.
Anything like a site visit is a public meeting, and that's all governed by statute for freedom of information. We publish an agenda. That's a statutory right that you have to do the site visit, as long as you meet the requirements, and that's what we help you do for notice. But the bylaws, I think, are more of a sort of a guiding document about how you operate on a day-to-day, not how you make decisions or what case law says about certain things. Do you see the distinction? I feel like I'm not being clear, but I hope I'm being clear. Does that help, Michelle, a little
oh,
bit?
yes, yes.
Okay.
I went off into the field, which I shouldn't have. I should have just stayed with the black and white on the description. Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to take us.
No, I just, it's hard because we're thinking about so many different things, but this is a document that it's just something for us to refer back to if we need a little guidance on how we do things. That's what I see this as.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Further questions, comments? Jennifer, yes?
No, I think Jolene put it exactly right. This is really like if all of us go away and then someone has to step in and reinvent this whole board again. That they're going to know how to run your operations because you've adopted these bylaws. So it's kind of an internal. Jolene said it perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Further comments? Okay. Do we need action on this? Is staff looking to us at this point to be
Yeah.
able to take?
So if there aren't any further comments and everybody's comfortable with the bylaws as they were presented, it would be a simple a move to adopt the bylaws presented at the February 28th, 2024 meeting.
Okay. Do I have a motion on to that effect? Darwin? Was that yes? And a second?
Second.
Thank you very Michelle. Okay. Without any further discussion, then show of hands for adoption of the bylaws as presented by staff. Hey. I count 5 votes. Okay. What else do we have, Elaine?
So,
We've got some communications.
yeah, so very briefly, I bet you're all wondering why you got an email saying that you were signed up for a training.
Mm-mm.
So, if you don't mind, Mr. Chair, I'll just share my screen just to
Go right
show you
ahead.
all. So we have been waiting for Yukon Clear to come out with their training calendar. So just to review very briefly, those of you that have been on the board and have been trained are on a 2-year cycle, okay, to get your 4 credits. Those of you that were recently elected are on, you have to get your credits in 1 year, okay? So the long-awaited ZBA training is going to be held on May 20th. And Sandy and I felt like this will be a hot ticket. And we didn't want it to fill up and everyone not get a chance. So
Thank
we
you.
went ahead and registered you all for the May 20th at 6 p.m. virtual training.
Thank you.
It's okay if you can't make it, we can cancel. We just wanted placeholders for everyone. Like I said, I think every ZBA in the state, there's 169 towns, 169 ZBAs are gonna be looking for this training. So we jumped on it and you all have a spot.
All right.
So, so that's, and I will also be there. So I signed up for that as well. So that's gonna be, how many credits? So that's gonna be 2 credits right there. So you're halfway there if you do that. You have to do another, maybe 1 affordable housing and then something else. But all of them are listed on here. You know, this basic training webinar series is excellent. I think you can do that at your own pace. The Land Use Academy, I think Dawn and Robert, you guys were the last to attend that. That's also an excellent training. So there's some things here for you to pick and choose from what works for you and with your schedule, with your timing, all that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to just show you this, and if you are interested in something and you want to just go ahead and let Sandy know, she'll be happy to register you.
Could you
Any
please
questions
repeat?
on training?
Yes, could you please repeat the person we need to communicate with if we want to add something?
Oh, Sandy Ferrand in my
Thank
office.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for registering us.
Oh, you're
Yes.
I don't know if they even are gonna have a cap on that, but I can imagine the numbers will be pretty big. I mean, it's virtual, so maybe they don't, but you know, I think there'll be a lot of people there, so.
Yeah, thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. That is all from staff, Mr. Chair.
Yes. Okay. Being as it is now 6:24 in the PM on 2/27, do I have a motion for adjournment?
I think we got one from Darwin.
Being a sensei, so he's quiet.
Okay, very good. All in favor?
Thank you, everyone.
Right here.
Any opposition? I see none. The meeting is hereby adjourned.
Enjoy.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Bye, folks.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.